What's up, everybody? Alex here with a rare 2-card mail day, one that sees some progress in my PC that's focusing on New York City baseball in the 1950s. We've got Hoyt Wilhelm of the New York Giants and Whitey Ford of the New York Yankees, both from the 1954 Topps set, which just happens to be my favorite Topps set of the 50s. So let's take a closer look, and we'll start with Hoyt Wilhelm. You know, the white background is maybe the least exciting background of the colors in this set, but I gotta be honest, I like it, and I think it works really well with Wilhelm here. And of course, maybe the best part of this card is Hoyt's knuckleball grip, which is just front and center and in your face in the best way. So here's a quick look at the back, where there's plenty to enjoy in the brief write-ups and stats and cartoons with some trivia. Just a great looking card, and again, I really feel like Topps hit it out of the park when they came up with this design in 1954. Now on to the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford. I really need to add more Yankees cards to this PC, so this is a step in the right direction. I really love the sky blue background, which goes nicely with the rest of the design, and in my opinion, this is one of the better Whitey Ford cards. He famously seems to have the same follow-through pose on nearly all of his cards. So to me, this one really stands out much more, and it's a much more dynamic looking card overall. Plus, you still get the Whitey Ford follow-through. It's just not the focal point this time. Instead, you get this cool profile pose. So this one, along with this Bowman color, are probably my favorites. Now, you may be wondering why the 54 Topps Willie Mays is sitting with these guys. Well, as most of you know, one of the things I like to do while collecting vintage cards is dig into the history of the players and the game, and that includes looking up archival footage of these guys from their time in the majors. When I watch these old videos, it transforms the player from just an image on a card into a real person. I can see them, I can hear their voice, I can learn a little bit about them, and I can start to have a stronger association with them. It just makes the collection really come alive for me. So in that spirit, here are a couple of short clips that I'd like to share with you all. The first is an interview with Hoyt Wilhelm from his time with the Indians, demonstrating his famous knuckleball. And then we've got a radio interview with Whitey Ford talking about some of his records, as well as his experiences facing a big rival from the 1950s, and that of course is Willie Mays. Hope you'll enjoy.
Hoyt Wilhelm was a knuckleball specialist. He used to pitch in the National League, pitch for the Giants, the Cardinals, and now he's performing his feats in the American League with the Cleveland Indians. Hoyt, is it actually a knuckleball, or is that a misnomer?
Well, it's actually a floater is what it is, Bob, and the whole idea of throwing a knuckleball is to throw the ball where it won't spin, and the wind currents taking the seams of the ball makes it do those tricks. I guess you'd just call it a floater.
Are there certain days when it performs better than others?
Oh yeah, there's days when it doesn't do much, and days when it does too much. It's a tough pitch to control, and that's the main disadvantage of it, is getting it over the plate.
How old were you when you first started with the knuckleball?
Oh, I started throwing it way back when I was in high school. I've thrown a knuckleball just about all the time, I'd say.
Whitey Ford holds 8 World Series pitching records. And Whitey, could you tell us which record you cherish most?
Well, Carl, I think probably the 33 consecutive innings, scoreless innings. I'd say that probably is one of the only records I do hold, and I'm quite proud of it.
Well, you know, of course, Whitey, there's one fella that you've had quite a bit of trouble with in World Series and All-Star games, a pretty fair stickman named Willie Mays.
Well, Willie started off about 7 years ago in an all-star game in Milwaukee, and from then on it was nothing but line drives and home runs. He's about the best hitter probably in the National League, and I don't feel too ashamed of it.
Well, no, he does hit a few other pitchers, too.
Yeah, I know there's I saw him one day in Ebbets Field get 4 hits off of Don Newcomb, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I remember in Pittsburgh in an all-star game about 4 years ago, Ryan Duran had just struck him out, and he was running out to center field, and I was in the bullpen at the time, and I hollered out to him, Willie, don't worry about anything, because I'll be in there soon. And sure enough, I come in about the 6th inning, and Willie hit a triple off of me, and he won the ball game for the National League that day.